Safety stand down. Appreciate you guys going through this with us. We're taking notes as we go so next year can be better. We want to make this an annual thing. I think it's good that we focus like this, kind of give us a little course on different subjects for safety. Today we are going to have safety on
steps to take in case there is an injury on your job.
That's right. So just some more information for you guys to have that helps out on the job site, how we can be safe, how we can respond better. We have a couple more subjects coming up for Thursday and Friday, which will be good. And then Friday we'll have our breakfast and we'll go from there. So Double D, you're up.
So if an injury happens on your job, first step is to just remain calm. If you panic, your decisions you make from there could be skewed by what you're thinking. And then you take care of the employee's needs first. You need to decide whether he needs, or she, I don't have it here, what steps to take. Do they need first aid? Do they not need first aid? Or do they need emergency services? Once that's all taken care of and figured out, then you let management know. You let us know who, where, and what happened. And then we can take steps from there. And then depending on the severity of the injury, secure that scene for a couple reasons. To make sure it doesn't happen to anybody else. And then depending on if there was a death or something else, like a severe injury, we'll need to go out and investigate that scene to see what happened and why. And then we're going to implement safety protocols. No, I'm sorry, before that, after that, we'll fill out an incident report. We'll go through the time of day, the job, what happened, what were the conditions, why did it happen, and then we'll take that, we'll either go with it with management and the safety committee, and we'll figure out, hey, these are the steps we need to do to prevent this injury.
So we talk about all of, whether it's a near miss or whether it's an injury that happened or even just first aid that happened on, when we're made aware of it, the safety committee talks about it so that we can try and determine if there's something more that needs to take place. Like you said, if we need to go in and fix something that could be something that recurs on us, that way we don't have that happen again, because the only stupid thing is when it happens the second time. So.
And I know some of you who have worked here have been injured bad enough to where you could not work anymore. And then we'll implicate a return to work program. And then we're always following up with the employee and with the medical professionals to see kind of your condition of where you're at, when you can return to work, or what your duties will be at that point.
And that sometimes is going to involve a broom. It just depends on what they let you do. So when you go and see the doctor then tells you, hey, I want you to do this, you can only do this for this long, or you can't climb the ladder, or you can't, whatever it is. Like with Nick's wasn't a work injury, but his doctor said, I can't have you driving while you're recovering from your injury. Things like that we'll have to take into account. And I can't push that. That's something that's safety for you and for us, so that you're not getting injured any worse. But we will try and find something to keep you busy, even if it's for a little bit. You might have to learn a different skill. You might have to learn how to type on a computer, whatever it is. So we're looking after you enough that we want to be able to keep you busy. And if you can't use a hand or a leg or whatever, we'll find something else. Maybe use your brain a little bit. So, not that you don't normally, trust me, whatever. But, one of the things I wanted to bring up from the beginning of that is with the not getting in a hurry or freaking out when something happens. That's super important. One of the things I've noticed with EMS, when they show up on, I've seen them come into like the wrestling meet I was at a couple weekends ago. When one of the kids got hurt, they don't come running. They don't come barreling through with all their gear flying and everything like that. They walk on to wherever they're going. That's so that they don't get injured as well. I mean, they don't know what they're coming into. And same thing with you guys. If you have one guy get hurt, we don't need everybody rushing to that and then somebody else getting hurt because of something that, the same way. So maintain calm. If you can't do that, then maybe somebody else needs to step in and take over. I know some people don't react well to, if it's blood gushing out of your finger or whatever. So most of us, I think, do pretty good on that. So just keep a level head about you. If they need medical help, don't hesitate to call 911. Say, hey, I got an injury here, I need an ambulance. If that's what you think is needed, make the call at that point. Even if it's a judgment call, go ahead and call them. We don't, the safety of the employee is way ahead of anything else that we're worried about. And so, if you have any question about that on a job site, hey, we're way out in the middle of nowhere, I don't know how we're gonna get a hold of somebody, we need to know that so we can figure out, how is it that we can, make it safe for you guys to be on the job sites.
Sometimes you guys might be working by yourself when an injury happens, so it's going to be up to you to decide, hey, what kind of care do I need? So at that point, you'll need to say, hey, I can take care of myself, or start screaming and whimpering and have a homeowner or business owner come help you. I've had a homeowner help me when I busted my finger open, and then I called somebody from the office and they took me in to get stitched up. But that's something you're going to have to determine on your own.
Any questions? No? Okay. Well, that's our safety meeting for today. Keep that in mind. Look at different situations when you show up on a job. Hey, how am I going to respond to that? The best responses are always ones that are thought out ahead of time. If you get to a spot and you're like, man, if I get up there and I'm hurt, way up on top of this roof, how am I going to get down from there? How am I going to be safe in doing so? So keep that in mind as you're going around your job site so that you're able to respond better if something does happen.
Okay. I don't have any to add.
Okay.